Good morning, all. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Obviously, we've got Omega Ace Gaming on today for his gaming memories, and the game obviously he's picked is Castlevania New Generation or Bloodlines, depending on where you are in the world. And how are you today?
Doing great. I'm excited.
Good, all good stuff. Yeah, it's definitely a good game and not one of the easiest, I'd say, until you get used to them. Obviously, you play them a lot, so I imagine you're pretty good at these by now.
Oh yeah.
So, was this your first Castlevania game?
It actually wasn't. The first game I played was Circle of the Moon for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I went from that game to I'm trying to think what else I played. Symphony of the Night, I think, was the one I played after that.
Mm.
And around that time, I may have played a third game after that. And by then, I had assumed that every single game was going to be like that in the style of uncovering the map slowly.
Yeah.
They call them Metroidvanias. And then I played this game, Bloodlines, or the New Generation for the Euro friends, and Super Castlevania 4, and it just blew my mind. All of a sudden, I came to realize how much of a how much the series diverged from how it started. Gosh, this is actually. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so was the Game Boy your first console, or?
Oh, my first game console was the NES, actually. The Nintendo
The
Entertainment
NES,
System. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Didn't they have a Castlevania on that?
Oh yeah, they had a few. Castlevania's 1, 2, and 3. Simon's Quest is the second one, and Dracula's Curse is the third. Terrific games. I love the franchise.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you say. I mean, they did to show the popularity of the franchise. Really, they did the collection of them on PS5 and everything, didn't they? They did the whole Castlevania collection. I mean, to do that, bearing in mind they're obviously Nintendo and Sega and all that sort of stuff, to transcend to the latest consoles, that just shows the longevity of that series, to say that everyone wants to still play them, Yeah. So, see who we got in the chat at this ungodly hour. Nate, Retro Tinker, good to see you.
Great to see you guys.
Jeff, good to see you too, buddy. And double duty, there he is.
There.
Yeah. So obviously getting you on here, obviously with gaming memories, how it works is obviously it's not just the game itself, obviously of your memories of the game. That's any memories that are attached to that game, or where you played it, who you played it with. Sort of like if you met one of your best friends or something while playing this game, that sort of thing is obviously what this series is all about.
Oh yeah.
So would you say, obviously that you've chosen this game, obviously this series, because that's one of your favorite series, but would you say gaming in general has led you to meet a lot of people, or arcades and that when you were younger? Or I mean, I don't know what the sort of arcade situation was like when you were younger over there, but
well, I definitely, gaming was definitely my way of connecting with people, seeing the kinds of games that they were into, and that kind of has a subtle tie to maybe other aspects of their of the things that they enjoy. Like I know a lot of Castlevania fans really like horror movies, for example. I've made some good friends that way. Some friends that have a mutual gravitational pull towards something of a, like, maybe 80s movies. Late 70s, early 80s. Actually, even behind me, I mean, gosh, my chair is blocking it, but I have those two shelves over there are just covered in movies that I grew up with. And you have a Nightmare on Elm Street. That was a really fun franchise. Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So many that I can think of. I can trail on, but I'm going to try to hold back here.
No, that's what it's all about. It's not all about what the game's itself. It's all about what's attached. Yeah, I'm the same. I've got quite a big. I mean, I used to have a big VHS collection, but unfortunately, I made the mistake of when DVD came along, I got rid of a lot of VHS and then replaced them with DVD, which at the time you thought I'm upgrading. But the VHS now obviously hold quite a lot of people sort of look back on the VHS and said, I wish I'd have kept them. I think a lot of people think that way, but especially what I did find as well from the VHS copies that I had of films, the DVD versions a lot of the time are cut differently. Cut certain bits out because of the new standards and stuff. What you sort of like got to deal with. I mean, to take in point. I mean, as simple as it was. I mean, you remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger film Commando?
Oh yeah.
They cut the saw blade scene and everything out of the DVD release over here. I don't know why they did that. That weren't that bad anyway.
No. Yeah.
And that's just silly things like that, which then think I really wish I'd have kept the VHS now. You know, so I did keep some, but
that's good.
A lot of them I did let go, unfortunately. But I have got a DVD collection. But I used to have the spare room in the house. It used to be like my gaming room. I used to have all my computers and consoles set up.
Oh, nice.
I used to be able to play whichever one I wanted. That were all connected. That was like a mess of wires, admittedly, but that was all connected, so I could play it as like a little game room.
Right.
But then obviously, when my little boy came along, that changed. That's now his game room. So so mine is all in storage now. Unfortunately, at the moment, well, most of it. I mean, I know you sort of like getting a bit more familiar with this computer now, but this is obviously my Commodore 64 from my childhood.
Very nice. Yeah, oh, that is so cool. Yeah, that's great that you still have it. You know.
So I've still got it, but I've got to do a little bit of a resto on that and get it all back to looking like new again. Once I start work again, I'll get some materials in and sort of get on with that and do that as a video as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, I don't know if you've seen my Dreamcast one where I repaired that.
Yeah, I do recall that. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, I've got all the old consoles, but obviously some of them, like the Dreamcast, have the odd issue where I've just sorted them now. So obviously the disk drive still works. So all the games I got are still fine on it. So yeah. So obviously gaming for me, as I said to you, was if it was raining, then you'd probably be sitting on a computer or something like that with your mates. You'd probably say, "Oh, let's play that," and once it stopped raining, you'd be out again, because that's obviously what our childhood was like. Was you'd be out on your bike, or you'd be out playing football, or you'd be outside doing something. You know, even if that was just playing Manhunt or something, you'd be out. You'd very rarely be indoors. And I'm sure the parents didn't want us indoors either.
No.
But yeah, so gaming for me was just a bit of a fill-in when I was younger. But obviously, as the consoles then came out, obviously it got further and further into it, I guess. But yeah, so your first console you said was the NES?
Oh yeah, it was the NES. As far back as I can remember, some of the games we had at the time were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Super Mario Brothers 1 and 3. We didn't have the second one for whatever reason. I eventually picked that one up when I was maybe in my late teens.
Yeah, was there a delay with that? Wasn't there?
Yeah, it was. Say that again. I'm sorry.
There was a delay on Mario 2 or something, wasn't there? They held it back for some reason.
I guess there was. They were. Well, as you know, Nintendo made another Super Mario Brothers 2 that they eventually released in the States because they deemed their version of Super Mario Brothers 2 too difficult for people that weren't
Western audiences. Yeah.
So we wound up getting this this game that technically wasn't supposed to be a Mario game called Doki Doki Panic. They just they replaced the character sprites with Mario characters, and then they pretty much called it a day.
Yeah,
that's what we got.
Yeah, that's weird how they did them sort of things with some of them games. I mean, there's so many getting, like you say, since with especially with YouTube and stuff, and you watch some of the channels like yours, and you see these games, you think, well, I've never heard of that, and then you'll say, oh, this was a version that is a Japanese version, and they didn't release that here, and then they released this different one that's the same name, and you're thinking, you get so confused in some of them.
Yeah.
But
one of my friends just hopped in the chat. Killer Dragon,
good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Retro Tinker Nate he played a bit of Castlevania as a teenager, but I haven't managed to go back to it yet. Oh, you should. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant series.
Oh yeah.
But and if you haven't already, which I hope you have, but obviously if you're not subscribed to obviously Omega, then his details are obviously going across the bottom of the screen right now. Obviously he's got a YouTube channel, his obviously Instagram, and obviously his Twitter. So obviously if you're not subscribed to him, give him a sub. Really, really good channel. Very interactive with the chat.
Appreciate that.
Brilliant channel. Yeah, play some classic games too, and he's a lot better at them than I am. So obviously that says a lot. But Yeah, give them a sub if you haven't already. Yeah, for me, I think I didn't get a Nintendo at first. I think the first console I got was the Sega Master System.
Nice.
And I bought that myself because I got that. I did go up to the what we'd go uptown, what we used to call it, but obviously we used to go up to the main town where the main shops were, which at the time was Woolworths. We got there, and obviously I went to buy a NES, and couldn't find one anywhere. They were just sold out everywhere. And being a kid, you don't want to come back empty-handed, do you? So I was just sitting there thinking, oh, the Sega looked pretty cool. I like some of them games. So I bought the Sega Master System instead at the time, and I got a NES later when they came back in stock.
Wow,
So,
we're being rated.
Oh, here we go.
We have Killer Dragon and Ron Jones, Retro Tiburon, Billy B. Funk, Jim Maxey. Holy moly.
Well, good morning to you all. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for being here, guys.
See, you come on here and they all follow you. There you go. See.
Well, I'm happy we all our mutual friends can meet. You know.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Got Showed 86.
Oh, Showed. Hey, Showed.
Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so obviously for me, I started with a Sega, obviously with the first console I bought, but then I went back later once I could get in there, and I got one because that was the one I really wanted. It's midnight at my place, having some happy drinks and puffs. Yeah, it's just gone 6. That's quarter past 6 in the morning for me.
5, 6 in the morning. Wow, yeah, it is pretty early over there. We have Boiling Blood in the house as well. Hey,
Boiling Blood, thanks for popping in. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Retro. Thanks for that.
Oh, awesome, thank you.
Yeah, Billy, I am in the UK. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Definitely am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time zones being what they are.
I myself don't have too much experience with the Sega Master System outside of just a small handful of games. Master of Darkness, Ninja Gaiden, Dragon Crystal, I think is another one.
I think a big one for me was games like you had. The first game you got with it was you got Alex Kidd, and in my one, the later version that I got when I got mine was you got Alex Kidd and Super Hang On.
Okay, yeah.
Or actually, it weren't Super Hang On; it was just Hang On, I think.
Okay.
So I got them two with it, and then I bought Operation Wolf because you got the light gun with it.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
So I bought that, and then I got Shinobi. Loved that.
That's a good one, yeah.
Shinobi, loved that game. That was difficult at times, but that was I loved that. Sure. So there was some classics on it. I've still got them all as well. They're all still in storage. I've still got all my games for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I will have to do some streams on the Master System games later on, I think.
That'd be exciting. Yeah, it'd be a great way for me to, discover more games for the Master System.
I mean, they even had a version of Sonic on the Master System as well.
Yeah, it is different. That's true. It's different from the Mega Drive version. Yeah.
Yeah, and then great to meet you too, Ron. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. Yeah, Jim. We've got Jim as well. Wonder Boy 3. Oh, Wonder Boy 3. Yeah, I've got that. Yeah. Comic Man, thanks for coming in. Master System has some great games. Yeah, it definitely has. Yeah. A lot of them look a lot more simple versions of the 16-bit sort of like brothers, so to speak, if you see what I mean. They actually a lot more simplified, but there were some classic games, and yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah. Yep. Aside from the amount of screen that you can see, right? I know on the Game Gear it's a little more claustrophobic.
See, I never got the Game Gear because someone had bought one at school once on the last day of term, as you used to take your stuff in on the last day of term, and that, didn't you? He bought one in on a long term sort of thing. He'd come on the last day of term, bought his Sega Game Gear in, And the only cool thing I could see about it was the fact that you could watch TV on it.
Mm.
You could put a TV tuner in it, couldn't you? And then actually just tune it in and actually watch TV.
Oh, on the the TV tuner for the Game Gear. Yeah.
So you used to do that, and we were all sitting because obviously at that point you're thinking, wow, I can watch TV.
Yeah.
But we were sitting in the class just watching TV in the class sort of thing. But that's just there was some cool games on it, but like you say, the screen size and everything being what it was, that was a cut down version, wasn't it? I mean, I think you could put Master System games on it, couldn't you? Eventually, there was an adapter, wasn't there?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, they did release an adapter that allowed you to play Master System games on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I never went down the route of the Game Gear. I mean, I think you can pick them up still quite cheap now, to be fair.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I never went down the route of the Game Gear.
The Comic Man and Show subscribed as well.
Oh, appreciate that. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We've got here the Golden X War on the SMS seems to be good. Heard it's better than Zelda, but don't tell that to Zelda fans. So that's a tool. You can't start saying things like that. You start a fight. Look, come on.
Right? Uh-oh.
Yeah. So let's see what else we got here. So it did have a TV tune. I forgot about it. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's quite cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you post more Elden Ring, I'll give you infinite likes. It's funny you say that. A good friend of mine, who I sort of normally play cooperative with on Elden Ring, I have sort of like fell by the way. So I'm only 2 bosses from the end of the original game. So I've done a fair bit of it, but I've just got to get round to having the time to do it. I've had so much else stuff on at the minute. But yeah, I will get back to it. Definitely. I won't let you down. I will get some more up there.
There you go.
Yeah. So for me, the first Castlevania game I played was Super Nintendo.
Wow, yeah.
I can't remember which one it was.
Oh, that would be Super Castlevania 4.
Yeah, is that the only one they released on it?
There was also the Dracula X.
I think I might have played that too.
Yeah, wow, nice. That's considered a rare one these days. It's really expensive.
Yeah, I think a friend of mine his dad used to work away, and I think he used to bring games back for him. I don't know where he worked, but he used to work somewhere, and he always used to bring in games back for him, and so he always used to have the games that no one else could get. So I'm pretty much sure he had that too.
Nice.
Yeah. Dracula X, yeah, he's Jim, as Jim said, yeah.
Yep, Jim Maxey, that's right.
Yeah. So I have played it on a stream Castlevania since then on the PlayStation, sort of like where they had all of them together. I think I played Castlevania 4 on that one, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. I think I did. Omega does love his Castlevania. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he picked this game, so he must like it.
I'm crazy about him. This is actually my favorite game in the franchise right here.
Is it? What makes it stand out? What makes it stand out from the rest?
It actually is. The music is composed by one of the most famous composers of the Castlevania franchise. Her name is Michiru Yamane.
Mm-hmm.
She went on to compose the music for Castlevania Symphony of the Night, as well as most of the Game Boy Advance titles, all of the DS titles. She pretty much became the musician of the series from then on. So this was her first foray into Castlevania, and I feel like she just nailed it right out of the park right away. Aside from that, it has varied gameplay with 2 different characters that play with very different styles.
Is there one that are they quite evenly matched, or do you say one's better than the other, or?
I would say Eric Lecard is definitely the more accessible one of the 2. So if you want to flex your gaming muscles, I would say go with John Morris.
Yes, so I'll go with the first one then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I just got to say, because obviously some of these games, sometimes the different characters were more to do with just which one do you want to be. There was no difference in them. They had similar moves on a lot of games. But it was nice when they differentiated them, where one had certain strengths and one had another. I thought it was a lot better when they did it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the stages actually branch out as well, depending on which character you're playing as. So You remain in the same stage, but you'll go to like the upper levels as opposed to the bottom of the stage, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. It adds some varied gameplay and it adds some replayability as well.
There you go. Ball and Blood said he didn't know she did the OST for this game. No wonder it's hella good. There you go.
Yeah, it's amazing, the soundtrack.
And I want to try to beat this one this year.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna be there to witness it. Hey, Dookie Rex.
Dookie, thanks for coming in. What's in Castlevania? Yeah. Maria Renard is as close to easy mode as you can get. And oh, right, really?
Oh yeah. Castlevania Rondo of Blood. You can play as either Richter Belmont or Maria Renard, and a lot of people would genuinely agree that Maria is the easiest of the two characters to play as.
I have to remember that because let's be honest, I need all the help I can get. I think when I play a lot of these games, especially now, I don't think my reflexes are quite what they were.
I think everybody's got a little bit in the reserves, you know.
I think you're spoiled so much now, aren't you, with games with the controls and things like that. When you go back to the retro ones, I mean, on my other sort of show, the C64 classics, when you play some of them, the platformers, because on the Commodore 64 you had one fire button, so jump is up. So to get round that again, where you got to get used to doing up for jump, fire for obviously to throw your weapon or whatever you got. That just adjusting to that sometimes, just sitting there sort of like, oh, you know, because you're sitting there so used to having it all so easy for you, all the buttons in front of you, and it do take a little bit of time sometimes. But obviously with the consoles, you had that was a little bit different, obviously, because you had the Nintendo obviously had 2 buttons, didn't it? So obviously the Mega Drive or Genesis for you guys was obviously 3 buttons on the original control. Then they did a 6 button later, didn't they? So yeah. So let's get a bit of adjustment on these older games sometimes.
Yeah,
but
sure.
But I will give it a go in a second. We'll see how I do.
Oh yeah, I think you'll do fine, just fine.
So what we got here? Hands of a good composer can make good sound OST on the Genesis Yamahas. Yeah, that's the thing with the Genesis. That had a really good sound sort of system, didn't it? And if you had the original Genesis, that was a lot more geared for plug and play with other stereo equipment. You know, you could obviously plug a lot of the other stuff into it that had all the outputs.
Right.
Similar to the first PlayStation, when you got the first PlayStation had all the outputs onto it, but the later one didn't. They done away with it, didn't they? It just had the output for the normal lead, but whereas the original had all the phono leads and obviously the video output and everything, so you could separate it all out if you wanted to plug it through your stereo and stuff. But yeah.
Take care, Retro Tiburon. He says, gotta go, but nice meeting at TJC.
Yeah, hope to see you again on another stream. Like I say, got Commodore 64 Classics tonight. Obviously, that will be 8:30 p.m. my time. So, regarding to wherever you are where is he in the US?
Yeah. Oh, he's Pacific time, so it'd be about 12:30 p.m. for him.
Yeah, so that'd be quite late for him then. Yeah. Genesis Mega Drive can sound great, but I feel like it's easier to make it sound like crap. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think that's where some of the composers, some of the more talented composers really stand out, is being able to make such amazing music on hardware that can be very tricky to work with.
Yeah. Do I like wrestling? I definitely used to be into my wrestling. Back in the WWF days, etc. Used to play a lot of the games too.
Nice.
But not so much now. I mean, I did sort of get back into it briefly in what they call the Attitude Era. With like Stone Cold and stuff. I did get a little bit into it then. I did watch them, so I did quite entertaining. But I haven't watched any of the new stuff. I've got to be honest, any of the newer characters and stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty far disconnected from modern wrestling as well. Yeah, my cutoff is probably the late '90s.
Yeah, so you're sort of like Attitude Era with like Stone Cold and stuff like that. Yeah, so that was pretty. I sort of revisited a little bit then because that was quite funny then. That was obviously quite entertaining, but I haven't really kept up with any of the latest stuff. I think The Rock and everyone's back in it now, aren't they? But I don't know. Marble Madness. Oh yeah, Marble Madness. First game computer I played that on was actually the Commodore 64.
Mm.
That's not a bad version for an 8-bit computer either.
Yeah.
What was the first? Do you remember the game 720?
Oh yeah, the skateboarding game.
That was the first one that I can remember as a kid, even on the computer, which I think I had that on Commodore. Had the music soundtrack with it. You actually got a soundtrack. Admittedly, that weren't what you'd call a soundtrack now, but obviously that was a soundtrack to the game. So I think you got the disc with it, and that was just like the soundtrack of all the tunes. And they were really pretty cool at the time.
Yeah.
Especially with the Commodore 64, which was known for its sound chip, and that was obviously really good with the music and stuff. The difference between that and a lot of other 8-bit computers was miles apart, especially the amount of colours that could do compared to, say, like the UK equivalent, which was the Spectrum. You look at the two games, even if they were identical games, they were far better on the C64 more often than not, and had better music because the Spectrum wasn't great at music.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. I agree. I agree, Jim. That's pretty cool.
But let's give this a go, shall we?
Sure. All right, here we go.
Let's get some sound on so we can hear them dulcet tones.
Oh yeah, let's take in the songs, huh? First thing you're gonna want to do is go to the options and okay, we're just diving right in.
We go dive straight in.
Okay.
So who's the better one to use, do you think?
Eric? I'd say Eric Lacard is the better one to start with.
Right. All right, we'll give it a go.
Here we go. There he is.
Let's see what we got here.
There you go. So that's a weapon upgrade. And he there you go. I was gonna say he can swing and he can actually attack in every direction. So upper left, upper right.
Just got to get used to the buttons, really.
Oh yeah, no worries. You can swing at angles too. You can attack the angles. There you go.
Yeah, on the old trusty D-pad.
Yeah. Another thing you can do is if you hold crouch long enough and then you press jump, it actually catapults them.
Oh, press the one. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that can launch them into higher tiers. And the only other thing I could tell you is he can attack downwards if you jump. Jump and attack, and you can attack downwards.
Okay.
And, aside from that...
Oh
yeah, they're going to bombard you with zombies unless you just keep going. They're going to keep spawning. There we go. Oh, Killer Dragon's asking if the game audio is low.
Is game audio low? Does it sound low? Obviously, because I'm doing it through StreamYard.
Boiling Blood says, I just find that it's strange. Like, it doesn't look like he's thrusting the spear. It looks like it expands instead. Yeah. Yeah, it is a strange attack animation, isn't it?
You can't hear it much. Is it quite a thing? I don't know what you can do with that on StreamYard. Just have a look.
Yeah, I assumed I couldn't hear it because I was, because I was chatting with you, but I guess they can't hear it either. Maybe they can't. Oh, okay, Killer Dragon says, I barely hear it. It's very low. Yeah.
Right. General.
Input game. I don't know if that's going to be your microphone or the... That might be it.
Has it gone up?
I don't know if that increased your volume or the game's volume. So try to say something again.
Yeah, so let's see if it's changed.
Okay. Does it sound like he's getting louder, guys, or is it the game?
I think
We
that's
hear
just
y'all good
me.
though. Okay, yeah, showed saying it's low too.
Device.
But
I don't think I let me turn it up in StreamYard.
yeah. Oh, I'd hate for you to accidentally mess up any settings.
I don't think that's what I mean. You don't really get that sort of control like you do in OBS. OBS, you can adjust
Right.
everything.
Yeah, so right now TJC is using StreamYard, and the settings are a bit more limiting there.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
all right. So what we got?
You'll be reaching a health item pretty soon as well. There you go.
I'm actually using the Mega Drive as well.
Hey, nice. Look at that. Original pad. So there's a wall on the bottom right there that you can break. That's going to have some health. You have to swing at it from somewhat of a distance though, because you won't be able to break the wall with the pole itself. You have to use the head of the spear.
So I've got to jump and then attack the spear down.
Oh yeah, down there on the bottom right there where it's all crumbled up. If you attack that wall there, it'll collapse and there should be some health there.
Right, here we go.
That enemy you can just attack upwards or to the side, yeah, wherever he's happens to be. Oh, close. Well, you should resume from that screen. I think that first door was a checkpoint. That's correct, Billy. Yeah, the Mega Drive is the UK Genesis.
It was only called Genesis in the States, wasn't it?
Yeah, they called it the Sega Genesis in the States.
That was Mega Drive in Japan also, I believe.
That is true. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, the U.S. is the only country that named it the Genesis. Japan and Europe named it the Mega Drive.
Right, here we go.
Yeah.
Jump.
So yeah, that wall on the bottom right there. If you'd attacked it from a distance there, and then give it like a jump attack. Like you kind of just do like a neutral jump and then attack as you're coming down. You should be able to destroy that wall there, just like that. Yeah, just like that. You just have to attack. Yeah, it has to be like the head of the spear. That's the thing. It's a little picky about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comic man says literally everywhere that isn't the U.S. called it the Mega Drive. That's true.
Right, so we got.
Yeah, I mean this is a good stage to get a feel for the controls, honestly. So if you just
using these old D-pad, I think, to be honest, I think the Mega Drive had the worst D-pad out of all of them.
Yeah, it's not too great of a D-pad. Yeah, I agree. If you stand still and you jump, and then as your character's landing, just press the attack button, he should be able to get that last block, just like that, a little farther away, and he should break it just fine.
Seem to do it afterwards, doesn't it?
Almost, yeah. You were close that time. There you go.
There we go.
So now if you crouch there and you jump, you'll actually skip that entire bottom portion of the stage. There you go. So you just skip the bottom area of the stage there. Boiling Blood says that's right. It's the U.S. that changed the name. I remember in my country we called it the Mega Drive 2. Yeah.
Well, that was a re-release for us. We had the original version, which is I've got the mini version here. Look, that's the original one we had.
Nice.
The original model, and then they did a Mega Drive 2 model after that.
Jim Maxey says, "Nice."
That's what I mean. I need a Mega one more often so you can tell me how to do these games.
Oh yeah. Get a feel for them. Yeah, you can vault your way up there too if you wanted to. Boiling Blood says Omega's tips and tricks.
Yeah. So yeah, you go as another channel for you. Omega's tips and tricks on your little series for yourself.
There you go.
This is how you defeat these games.
Oh yeah. Nice. You'll notice the single candles have sub weapons. There you go. That one had some holy water.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen the thing with that spear. They're a bit. When you're using 4.
Yeah, when you're moving forward,
the chain is obviously better with the. Let's see if I can get all this. See if there's anything.
There you go.
Is there a boss in this?
Oh yeah, this is
the
mini boss. The mid boss. Yeah, if you press up and I believe it's God, it's the button that's not jump or attack. He should. There you go. See, he just threw out the boomerang. There you go. Watch out for the. You're good. You're good right there. Oh, just take out the corpse there, and you can move on. There we go.
I got took out by my own glass shards.
Oh.
I thought I'd jump there and then he came out as well.
Yeah. Enemies popped up. Yeah. But yeah, the game does have multiple difficulties. It has the easy and the medium. You can increase the amount of continues that you have. That wall on the right there has health as well. If you want. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Similar. Yeah, you're getting the hang of it. Similar idea to the other one. You have to get just close enough to where the spearhead makes contact with the blocks there. It's a little bit of an adjustment period, but once there you go, we got it. Moman, hello there. Great game. One of the best Genesis has to offer. Welcome, Moman.
Moman, thanks for coming in. One of the best Genesis. They had some really good platformers, I've got to be fair.
Yeah.
They did have some really good platforms, and that's the capture card just frozen. I'll come back in a second, I should imagine.
Boiling Blood says, if you play WWF Royal Rumble for the Genesis with the 3-button controller, in order to do some of the special moves, you had to rapidly tap A plus B plus.
The Genesis! Wow, that was that. I remember that. It was a Royal Rumble, yeah. And you played that, and to do the special moves, that was a nightmare to get them to pull off. And I think we're frozen here for right now. I don't know if that's my capture card. That sometimes does that.
Oh, it froze. Oh.
Yeah. That's froze for me.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, my camera's still.
Yeah, so give us a sec. That'll come back. That's just one of them things that sometimes plays up.
No worries.
Especially, I think that's the heat as well.
Oh, is it affecting the computer? You think?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
That's normally pretty good, but I mean, at the minute, just this week, I've had a few issues like that freezing. So.
That's true. Yeah, Jim Maxey says my capture card does that to me too at times. That's true. Yeah, I remember that happening in the gym.
And that just killed me, so I couldn't even see what I'm doing now because that's obviously frozen my end. So the game I couldn't see either.
Heck, I'd say this would be a good opportunity for you to just restart the game and add some lives. Maybe drop the difficulty to start, so you can get a better feel for it.
Let's see if we can get this to do something. The capture card is frozen.
No worries. And we all understand it happens to all of us. We all have technical issues when we're streaming.
Yeah, I got to say the Elgato card. I got the Elgato capture card, and that is actually pretty good for the most part. But you do get the odd little issue where it freezes now and again, especially if you get that's normally after an update.
Right.
Right, so let's see if we can sort this.
Yeah, that's true. Moman says you can hold the attack button and tap left and right to hit enemies from both sides. Yeah. Eric Lecard ends up twirling the spear in both directions.
Oh, I remember that. Right, let's have a...
checking the stream here.
Yeah, see what we.
There we go. Jim Maxey says I use an Elgato with my OBS, and sometimes both my webcam and capture card spontaneously crash. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think my main issue is because I've got an old PC now, and I think that's just getting where us at the end of that can't deal with everything it needs to now. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I get that.
Unfortunate as it is.
Well, while you're doing some troubleshooting, I could talk about the game a little bit and my memories with it. You know, I mean, it is.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the first times I actually found this game was at a store. It was a pretty unique experience, actually. I sort of a thing of its time was there was a store called Game Crazy, and what these guys what they did is they actually merged two stores. One was like a video rental half. One half was video rental, and then the second half was they sold video games. And there was no partition, so you would literally inside that same, inside the same store, you would just walk from one end to the other, and you would exit the movies and enter the video games. And I thought that was freaking Game Crazy. Yeah, Dookie Soros remembers it. Yeah, and I thought that was such a cool thing, being able to, you'd be able to go rent a movie, and then within the same building, you just walk across, the partition, and you'd be right there. You reach the video games, and one of those games was Castlevania Bloodlines. My friend Luis was a big Genesis fan. He had mentioned Bloodlines and said, "Oh, it's such a great game. You need to try it." And at the time, I was already, excited about the franchise, and I was trying to pick up every Castlevania game that I could. Unfortunately, I didn't get to pick up the game at that moment. I actually wound up picking up at a mom and pop shop later down the road. They sold it to me with the box and the manual. So I actually, I benefited from the wait, because otherwise at Game Crazy, I would have just bought the cartridge by itself.
I see.
Yeah, and that game wound up being, man, so much fun. I remember my friend Luis coming over. He'd visit me, after school. We were in high school at the time, mid-teens. He'd come to my place, and we would just hang out and play video games when we should have been doing homework. And eventually his dad would come by, and I think his dad would get off work and he'd swing by and he'd pick him up, and then then they'd head home. And oftentimes my friend Luis, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, just say, Comic Man, appreciate you popping in, buddy. Enjoy your lunch, and by all means, check out more of my stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Comic Man, for sure. And yes, I do still have that copy. In fact, Jim Maxey, I still have that exact boxed copy of Castlevania Bloodlines. So that's one that I do have. Oh, you said you were late to the Bloodlines party as well. Played in the 2000s. Yeah, so Mo-Man, you're right there with me. Yeah, and heck, a lot of help, a lot of good that homework did for me, right? Boiling Blood. I mean, gosh. Personally, I wouldn't take it back for the world. I had my memories of gaming beat anything I would have had if I just stayed home and did my homework. But gosh, dude, Bloodlines is just such a great game. It's so much fun. Let's see here. I see Dookie Soros says, crazy that the PAL region game had to change the name because blood wasn't allowed in the name. Different times. Yeah, for sure. Gosh, I'm trying to see what else we may have missed in the chat here. I think somebody mentioned my Castlevania shorts earlier. I do make Castlevania themed YouTube shorts. They're 1-minute videos. No, you're okay. You're okay, TJC. Am I? No, okay. I could still talk. It looks like. Okay. Oh, there you are.
There we go.
You're back. Awesome. So what was I talking about? Shoot, I lost track of what I was saying. But no, it was the early 2000s was when I started collecting the franchise as a whole, and I actually own every single game in the series complete in box now.
Nice.
Yeah, that took a long time actually. I even have Castlevania for the Commodore 64. Funny enough, I don't actually own a Commodore, but I have a complete in box copy of Castlevania for the Commodore 64.
I have got it for the Commodore. So
Nice.
I don't think I've played that on the classics one yet, Castlevania. I might have to play it tonight, maybe.
There you go. Yeah, it
There
might
you
be
go.
fun.
Have a bit of a Castlevania day. Oh, and Blood. I was late on the Bloodline as well. I think I saw it being demoed in the malls. But that time, I didn't own a Mega Drive and don't have the money to buy it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think
relatable.
that's a struggle of every child.
Oh yeah,
Never got enough money.
yeah. Before I had the money to buy my own video games, I would just not eat, and the money my parents would give me for to buy lunch at school, I would ration the food essentially,
Yeah,
and then I would take that money and buy myself some games instead.
yeah. You always used to make allowances to make sure you could get your games.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Jim Maxey says I was a decent enough student, but I remember more about video games from my childhood than any specific school topic. Agreed. Yeah, I'm with you there.
That's strange, that really, isn't it? I think everyone's the same in that way. So, can you remember anything from school? Yeah, I used to play games a lot. Yeah, pretty much it.
Boiling Blood says, but I played and finished it with both characters on emulation. Hey, there we go. It's back up and running.
Yeah,
Sweet game. Definitely on the top 10 Genesis games. Easy. Agreed. And to
yeah.
answer Joe's question, yes, I do have Castlevania or Vampire Killer, as they call it, on the MSX2 as well.
Oh, MSX. I'm not really familiar with that one.
Yeah, neither am I. I do own two MSX games, complete in box, which are Grisor, I believe is what they call Contra,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and Castlevania or Vampire Killer for the
Oh,
MSX2.
I mean, some of the games, like what's that one I played before? That's really the difficulty level is like you really got to be on your money. That was like Strider.
Oh yeah.
God, that really is infuriating at times. That really is. You're sitting there thinking, oh, that's it's one of those games. But that's a brilliant game. Don't get me wrong. You play it to death because that is really good. But that is one of them games that we sort of like, oh, this has got to be just exactly right on the money. I mean, the new game I'm playing on Mondays at the minute is Rise of the Ronin on PS5.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That fighting system on that is literally got to be pinpoint accurate because you have to do the parry at exactly the right time on the special moves of the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, that's unblockable. So unless you do it exactly at the right time, that just knock you for six and like really batters your energy by half more often than not. So
Yeah.
that's one of them sort of games and you like,
Yeah.
but that's a brilliant game. But yeah, and that just reminds me of what used to be like on the old games when we were kids. Everything had to be, every jump had to be spot on to get to that certain distance or hit the bullet at a certain place. Like you say with the smash in the wall, when you had to be at jump and then catch it just right to
Yeah. Yeah.
those sort of things. That's what the games as kids was like when it had to be exactly right. Oh, Zazel, nice to pop in, buddy.
Hello.
Not sure what time that'd be for you. I'd be quite late probably getting by now. Imagine what you.
Boiling Blood says that's how I bought my PS2. Didn't spend money on food and got a bit of money from a part-time job.
There you go. That's it. You make allowances.
Dookie Rex says MSX had a big old keyboard.
Oh, this is my friend Connor. I'm on a bus into work and you boys are game and I'm 100% jealous right now. So, well, at least I'm not driving the bus, Connor. That's all you can say before you get there, before you say anything. Because obviously that's the job I'm going to be doing when I start is a bus driver.
Okay, yeah.
So, got to do the training, get the license for it, and then obviously be driving a bus in the city. So,
right.
Got to get back to work. Boo. Yeah, I know what you mean, Zazel. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to work in my position at the minute. I've got to be fair. But here we go. What's this? Moman says we had the time and patience back in to deal with those precise games. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly you. because you're spoiled so much now. The control is so much more precise, and yes, like you say, they make it a little bit easier for you now. Let's be fair. So, yeah, as kids, you would have that patience. You'd sit there, and because of the cost of the game, even then, you would literally play that until you finished it because you thought, I've got to get you got to get your value out of it, because you've got to think, I've got to finish this because I'm not going to be able to afford another game for a while. So you got to then play it, and then there's all that part of it as well, isn't there? Oh, hang on, that doesn't sound good. My bus driver is missing 3 fingers, has an eye patch. I wish you would drop.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not quite that bad, Connor. So yeah, I suppose that would be an improvement.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is that them, like you say, as a kid, you would be priced wise. You'd say, well, I've got this game, or for Christmas or birthday or whatever. I can't afford to get in any more games at the minute, so you are going to play that same game until you finish it, aren't you? You've got to play it complete.
Right.
Right. Let's see if we can have another go at this now. If it doesn't freeze on me again.
Why don't we? I would increase some lives and lower the difficulty just so you can get a feel.
I didn't realize you could do that.
There you go.
All right, game level easy. Do you want me to put it on there? Say players 5, is it?
Yeah, that'll work. And then say your players to 5.
Yeah.
And press start. There we go. And I still stand by the fact that I do feel that Eric Lecard is the easier of the 2 characters. If you want to try John Morris, you're more than welcome to, of course. But I think that he's the more accessible one of the 2.
Yeah, we'll stick with what we got. I've got used to him a little bit now.
Yeah. Showed said,
Moman, appreciate that.
Nice, awesome.
My bus driver used to carry a club next to his seat, like a wooden bearing. Oh,
wow!
What sort of bus journeys were they? Was there a lot of fights on the bus or something? Oh. If I had to carry a bat next to my seat, I don't think I'd want to drive the bus.
Right. Jim Maxey says it wasn't until around the PlayStation that I bought my own games. So most of my experience with older games comes from renting. Interesting.
Yeah, there was a local store when I was sort of like younger, sort of thing, when the Mega Drive sort of Super NES sort of era, and they did rentals and they used to rent games, but you didn't used to have many copies because that was only quite an independent store. So you used to go in there on the first day of release to see if you could get in there first to grab the new games. Mm-hmm. But then we had a video store in the town near me. Thanks for popping in, Billy. Appreciate that, buddy.
Billy. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Hope to see you in another stream soon. Yeah, appreciate that. I sort of like, that was a Ritz video. I don't know if that was. I don't know if you had Ritz in the States. Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
But eventually, all the Ritz stores in the UK were then bought up and changed into Blockbusters.
Wow.
And then they used to obviously rent the games later on when they took over. But obviously, the Ritz used to do the games, and they even used to do the consoles. You could rent the console. So nice. If you wanted to try a new console out before buying one, you could go rent one for a weekend or something. Mm-hmm. So that was quite cool that they did that. Obviously, there was a deposit sort of situation, whereas if you brought it back damaged, you'd have to pay for it when you obviously.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, what's this? Was it the Neighbours TV show where a young guy got addicted to this game? He spent all his money in the arcade and his life was ruined. If that was the case, I watched that TV show.
Yeah. Sounds like a fun show.
Neighbours, I can remember Neighbours, but I never really watched it that much. Renting was a big part of my childhood. Weeds out the bad. Oh yeah, 100%. Because then you ain't got the money to buy every game. So like you say, if you rented them first and you tried it and you thought, yeah, I don't really like this, or that's not very good, then you're not going to waste your money on it, which is ideal, isn't it? Mm. Blockbuster bought Ritz in the UK in '92. Yeah, there you go.
There you have it.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually worked in the Blockbuster near me for 10 years for part-time. So I used to get free rentals then. I used to milk that, I can tell you. That was like the once every birthday treat for me, having friends over to spend the night and got to rent a new console and some games. Nice. Yeah. We used to get friends around a lot, but what we got. Yeah, I was working at Blockbuster right till they finished. And I'll probably mention it on other streams, but the reason it finished was purely and simply down to poor management, because the stores themselves, our store in particular, was not a big one, but we used to have regular clients. That used to be quite a busy store, always used to be turning over decent money. And that was, the stores themselves were doing fine. But when they used to come up with these silly incentives that they wanted you to push, that was just what finished it, because no one wanted that. A lot of our customers had come in and they didn't want to be bombarded with, if you buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this.
Right.
They used to come in, choose what they wanted, rent a film. They'd buy the snack deals more often than not. What they used to do. Do you remember them snack deals in Blockbusters? So obviously they used to buy them and say, obviously have a popcorn and a bottle of drink and this, that, and the other. If they got the kids there, they'd bring the kids in, they'd pick their films and what have you, and they'd get the deals like that.
Right.
But they always used to want you to sell everything, like the pre-orders and all that sort of stuff. Not all your clients want to be bombarded with that every time they come in. But the whole thing about the online part, the stream, and I mean, Blockbuster was just thought that was going to be a fad and no one was going to go for it. And obviously then it took off, didn't it? So they were obviously late to that game, and then that's obviously what cost them their business in the end.
Yeah, it did them in. Yeah.
But obviously there's only one left now in Oregon, isn't it? So in Bend, Oregon, is it? Something like that?
I believe that's where it is, yeah.
I mean, if I ever get to go to the States, which hopefully at some point I'll be able to, I would definitely like to visit that, just for like the old nostalgia of it, because obviously it's all still laid out the same as what ours was, because they're all sort of generic. That'd be quite a bit of a throwback, I reckon. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Would you like to purchase a Power Up membership? It includes a subscription to Game of exactly. Things like that. Nobody wanted that. They just come in and say, rent the films I want or rent the games I want, and that's it. And maybe buy a few snacks, and then have a chat with the staff, because the clients come in and have a chat with you about what's the best films and stuff, don't they? That was what they used to come in for.
Right.
But they didn't want to be bombarded with 100 offers. If you pre-order this now, you can get this, and they weren't interested in that. You used to have your clients who came in for that. They'd come in and I want to pre-order Call of Duty, or I want to pre-order the next game or the new console or that sort of stuff. You understand that, but not everyone wanted to be bombarded with that. And I didn't used to bombard the clients with that, because I knew which ones would want it and which ones wouldn't, because you get to know the people who come in, don't you? So,
no, I get that.
GameStop is struggling nowadays too, I think, and they sell me memberships to Game Inform, which they gutted recently. Yeah, they did, didn't they? Is that now finished now, Game Informer?
Yeah, they're done. I think they only have digital. They release it digitally now, I think is what it is.
Because I remember they laid a load of the staff off, I saw on a stream the other day, I believe. It was our fault that we didn't get it in Blockbuster. Yeah. Yeah. Because in the UK, Blockbuster UK actually bought Game Station.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
But Blockbuster UK actually bought Game Station.
Oh, did they? Okay.
In the UK, because that was a UK company, which was very similar to GameStop, I'd say. So they bought that. And then obviously the US arm of Blockbuster, or Blockbuster International, whatever they called themselves, they lent them the money to buy that. But then because Blockbuster in the US was struggling, they then recalled the loan early from the UK, which then stripped the UK of any assets a lot of the time, because they didn't have a lot of cash flow then, because they took the money back.
I see.
After the sale. So they then had to sell Game Station, which I think they sold to Game.
Yeah, Game, yeah.
So I think they sold that to Game in the end. So that was a bit of a poorly decisions and stuff, I think, where they did that. But obviously the US or the main parent company was obviously thinking, well, we need to keep ourselves afloat, so we need that money back, and then that was obviously led to other things. But I think they were owned by Viacom then. Blockbuster were.
Oh, were they? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think they were owned by Viacom then. Yeah, I think Game Informer is done. Yeah, I think it is too. I think I saw it the other day. Might have even been yesterday. I saw something on that. And Know Your Customer and Art sadly lost nowadays by court. Yes, very true.
Yeah.
Right, you see how we get on with this now. See
All
if
right.
There we go.
Hey, I can hear it now.
Yeah, I can mute the capture, so
there you go. There's your pole vault attack. And if you attack and press in both directions, he'll spin the like just attack and then press left and right. Press the opposite directions. Like just kind of toggle it back and forth. He should twirl the weapon. Like hold the attack button down and then press the two directions.
yeah, it's not doing it.
Yeah, you hold attack and then press right, left, right, left, right, left. You just kind of toggle the two.
Yeah, that's not. I'm holding attack down. That's not doing it. So you press
right
attack. That's it. Yeah, ain't let me do it. I just noticed that singing skull up there. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about the soundtrack too is I try to remember the name of every song, and I could be wrong, but I think the song is called Reincarnated Soul, I believe is the name of the song. Yeah, it's such a good soundtrack. I actually acquired the soundtrack on CD. They do vinyls nowadays too.
Is this the same track they use in Castlevania 4?
No, this is a different track. Yeah, different composers. Yeah, the entirety of this soundtrack, until they started reusing tracks later on in the series, this soundtrack was unique to this game.
Why is the music changed? What have I done?
Oh, that's temporary invincibility. So you can just walk right through them. There we go. Yeah, the soundtrack was different. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that enemy there is called a peeping eye.
Oh, yeah, you can do it quick. Mo man, that's it. You can do it quick, that'll do it. Yeah, so if you press attack and then press the...
There you go. And if you keep pressing left and right, he'll keep doing it back and forth.
I don't know about that one. Right, let's have a look.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll get there in the end. I need a bit of training. This is like Jedi training for me.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you just have to get a feel for it. There it is. Dookie Rex said it. Reincarnated Soul Part 2. Yeah, that's the name of this track right here. Yeah, this, that's how you know you're really into the soundtrack, is when you're able to name all the songs, in the game, And look at that. Look at that. TJC's picking up steam. By the way, you just acquired a special attack.
Right.
If an enemy makes contact with you, you lose the attack. It's almost like a reward for not taking damage. But if you press, it's the third button, so it's not jump, it's not attack, it's the third. There it is. It's like an enemy, it's like a wiping attack. It just takes out all the enemies on the screen, or damages them severely.
It's a smart bomb thing.
Yeah, although you just picked up a sub weapon, so you replaced your smart bomb with something else essentially. Now you just have your boomerang again. Boiling Bless says that is a cool move if you're being sandwiched by enemies. Yeah, definitely. If you're surrounded, you just use that and just wipe them all out. Hopefully on this difficulty they don't bombard you with too many bats. Well, yeah, they're still pretty aggressive with those bats. You just have to take your time and just kind of trudge forward slowly.
I just lost my special attack now, haven't I?
Yeah, that's okay. You'll do just fine without it, honestly. There you go. If you stand in front of one of those pillars, the shattering ice shouldn't. I called it ice for some reason. The shattering window shouldn't damage you. Yeah, you just have to be mindful of where that glass is landing. There you go. You got him. You just got to take out the corpse. Just attack it one more time. There you go. That's exactly right, Mo, man. It costs gems to use the stage clearing power up. That's right. Oh yeah, the gems, by the way, being the you have 13 of them now. You just got another one. You have 14. It's a little blue gem on the right side there, next to stage -1 1-6. And there's going to be some health on your right side there if you can survive the two skeletons right here. Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and break that wall there so you can get yourself some health. Yeah, you're gonna get the hang of the distancing as well as the timing, the mid-air attacks. There you go. You got it. You're gonna want to grab. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, you said the sprite on that wolf was fire. Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, it's such a cool enemy design. There's just so much to appreciate with this game here. I would just, yeah. You remember, you also have your sub weapons too, so you can have ranged attacks. You don't have to approach them too closely. There you go. Just like that, man. Boiling Blessed asks, does the corpse regenerate if you take too long to attack? I don't think it does. I think it just lays there and
just wouldn't let you finish the game until you've done it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're making good progress though. Maybe keep a distance away from these guys. Oh,
I ducked and then popped my head up and he got me just thinking.
Yeah, you're doing great though. I mean, you're already going to be on this screen here, and you still have a good amount of lives, so you're making good progress.
So I run into a bat.
Yeah, items do disappear fast. Boiling Blood. Dookie Rex says you just 360, no scoped. That skeleton with the axe. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't know if that health item's still going to be there. If memory serves me right, once you grab an item.
Once you've got it, that's gone, isn't it?
I think so.
We get something else. I think you probably get a gem or something.
Let's find out. Let's test that theory. Oh yeah, you just jump and then attack.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing else in there. I think I had a similar thing.
So Dookie, the spear in the new generation, the spear doesn't actually land on Eric Lecard. If you play Bloodlines, or what they call it, Vampire Killer in Japan, the spear actually goes through Eric's corpse after he dies.
Was it?
Yeah, it's an interesting detail that they removed from this version. Yeah, a lot of little things like that. A lot of minor changes to this version of the game. It's interesting.
So is there any differences between the Japanese version?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. I believe, yes, the Japanese version actually has. So here's the thing: if you beat the game on normal, on the US version of the game, you get a shorter ending, right? Whereas if you beat it on hard, you get like an extended ending. You get like the full ending. In the Japanese version, if you beat it on normal, you get the full ending regardless of whether you play it on normal or hard. So you actually have to work harder to get the extended true ending.
Oh, okay.
The US version, yeah. So Moman says, such great music. Castlevania was always known for its memorable soundtrack. 100% agreed. I was actually, funny enough, Moman, I was just talking about that earlier, how this soundtrack is actually, I don't know if you've heard of Michiru Yamane, Moman, but she composed the soundtrack for Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This was actually the first Castlevania soundtrack that she composed right here, this exact game. Moman says blood was more prevalent in the Japanese version. That may be the case. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, Jim Maxey's asking, impaled by the spear on death. That is correct. When you die in either the Japanese version or the U.S. version of this game, when Eric Lacarte's spear gets launched into the air, it lands on his body. Whereas in this version here, in the PAL version, it doesn't land on your body at all. You could pole vault over on the right side there and just negate him entirely if you wanted to. There you go. Boiling Blood asks, why is Eric's hair blue on the sprite, but in the portrait he's blonde? I don't know what caused that. Is
that his hair, or is that a hood?
You would think it's the hood, right? But it almost appears to be a different color from what's on his shoulders. But you might be right. I think it might just be the hood. But when he swings, you can see that it is separate from the cloak on it.
Yeah, that is his hair, isn't it? That's his hair.
Yeah, it's a strange detail.
Weird, man.
Yeah, it's very.
Maybe
strange.
it was because of the limitation on colors. Maybe they could have I don't know. It could all sorts of reasons, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it might just be a limitation of how many colors they could have on screen at a time. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Didn't know they invented the impaling. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they sure did.
Has yours got the impaling in it?
But before I forget to mention it, there's actually a mirror on the bottom right of the screen there. You just have to jump.
If I go down these steps.
Yeah, just jump over, and there should be on one of those. There it is. That just wiped out the enemies up top, so you don't have to worry about them anymore. So those platforms with the spikes up there, if you jump on them, they turn around. So you simply just want to walk over them.
Yeah. I had one in a minute, which is obviously time turning, but obviously this one's if you jump on it, is it?
Right. So these you just walk over them. Yeah, these guys right here, you can just walk right past them. And that tiny little gap there is, I was going to tell you you could just walk over that first little gap and then jump over to the second. There you go. You got it. Perfect.
That's a bit deceiving. A lot of people probably jumped that, didn't it? That's probably a way of tricking you to jump, isn't it?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Oh.
And these skeletons. Oh yeah, I was gonna say you could take them out with that pendulum, as you just did there. Yeah. So you're actually approaching another health item pretty soon. It's going to be on the upper right side of the screen. If you could just survive these upcoming enemies.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it looks like the camera and the game froze again. Oh,
so
wait.
We're back. There you go.
Okay. We're back. Yeah, we're good now. Perfect.
UK can't handle all that violence. Can't even call Teenage Mutant Ninja. Oh, don't get me started on that. Yeah, all that. I can't understand why they did that. I mean, the whole thing about the Hero Turtles and Ninja thing, I remember at the same time, there was a whole big thing about Bruce Lee films. The nunchuck scene was deleted out of Enter the Dragon.
No. Yeah, that's lame.
So when he has that nunchuck fight with everyone, he's like taking everyone out.
Right.
They cut that from the TV sort of version of that film because they were really big on nunchucks being banned because a lot of people were making their own sets of nunchuckers. So the government did a big thing and said anything with nunchucks in we've got to cut out, and basically I think that might have been, was it Big Boss had a big nunchuck scene as well. They cut that out of that too. So luckily enough, the friends of mine used to get all the sort of like foreign copies of things, so we used to be able to get the full uncut version. But obviously the UK versions or the TV versions, they should cut all that out. And I think even on the Turtles game, they cut nunchucks out of that too.
Right.
I think he had something. I can't remember what they give him instead, but they cut the nunchucks out, or he never actually did use them very often for that sort of thing. He might throw them at someone to spin around their legs or something and trip them up, but that was it.
Yeah, they gave him I remember in the cartoon, they eventually gave him like a rope with like a hook or something on the end of it or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that. That's a bit silly, really. Phil, good to see you, my friend.
Hi. Treasures for Trigger. Hello. I almost misread the name. I thought it was Treasures for Tigger. As in Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
it's Treasure for Trigger. That's Phil. He's got. I don't know if you've subscribed to him at all, but he's also got a great channel as well. So
Awesome.
Great guy.
So if you clear this little thing here, you just gotta. Oh, okay, you're gonna go grab that. That's cool. Yeah, for sure, grab that. So there's gonna be you're gonna want to jump over this pendulum and then just keep running to the right. And there's gonna be a skeleton on the right side. He's gonna leap down and get taken out by this pendulum here. So
Jump too soon.
Yeah, you'll get it. You kind of have to like run with it, and then when it's about to turn back, you leap over it. It's a pretty generous checkpoint here, though, so you should be okay. He's gonna throw his head at you. Oh, there he goes. Nice. So yeah, you sort of just run with the pendulum, and then once it's about to head back in your direction, you just jump over it. Yeah, you kind of just run alongside it.
Oh, the skeleton got me.
No worries. This guy here takes about 3 hits. Okay. Oh wow, it takes more than 3. Okay. There's gonna be some health on your upper right there. You'll want to take that wall out. Boiling Blood says, "Yeah, that's so lame. Like in the later episodes, they got rid of Mikey's nunchucks and changed it to a long rope. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Oh, your health, the health.
Oh, I missed it.
That's a bummer. You're actually approaching you're getting close to the boss of the first stage. The game's actually pretty short. It's only got you just want to run across the whole thing. There is a candle in the middle with a 1-up, and it's a risk. You know.
I got stuck. I thought that was bats on the thing, so I was actually trying to attack them. But there you go.
Oh, no worries. Yeah. That's kind of just how this game. Yeah, if you run along with it, like run after it, essentially, when it's pulling away from you, you could just jump over it right there. You go. You got it. Boiling Blood asks, how come in one of the Mr. Bean episode scenes, the laundromat, the guy pulled out nunchucks to threaten him? I don't remember that. I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, I do remember that episode. Yeah, that's see, what you used to find with a lot of the comedians and stuff in this country, they used to actually really push their luck with that sort of stuff. If there was something that you weren't allowed to have, then basically they'd put it in one of their sketches for the simple reason that you weren't meant to have it.
Just a well-timed jump for that third block up at the top there.
I don't think the health's in there now, is it? Because I had it before.
Yeah, it's worth trying. Okay, there you go. At least now we know. Yeah, so yeah, once you break through it. So yeah, you just run across the whole thing. And I know there's a candle in the middle with a 1-up, but okay. Oh, you got it. You got your upgrade there. Okay, there we go. So this guy here, you just kind of crouch in place and just keep attacking repeatedly, and it'll negate his fireballs, and you should be able to take him out. There you go, just like that, without the leaping. Yeah, you get a little closer to him, and yeah, you just crouch and attack. Oh, that one
got me.
Still gets you. Yeah.
Have I got to start back at the other bit now?
I'm not sure. Oh, that's not bad. Good. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, maybe get a little closer. There you go. You got it. Yeah, just like that. See, it negates most of the fireballs, and it does damage him, so. Yeah, every other odd fireball will get underneath, but most of them don't. And there you go. Now, if you want to take out these candles here, one of them might have a weapon upgrade. There you go. Nice. And you're approaching the first boss. Mind you, the game only has 6 stages. So even though this first level feels pretty long, it's because the game itself doesn't have very many stages to begin with. There you go. That's another That's another upgrade for your spear there. And this guy here actually, if you stay just out of range of his attack, your attack should hit him and his won't reach you. So you just kind of attack him repeatedly. Yeah, just get a little closer, and you should be able to get him just fine. Oh, so it's okay. Yeah, just keep at it. That's good range. There you go. Good use of the sub weapon there. You can do it. Nice. Good job. That's the first stage cleared.
Hey, there you go.
Nice. Hi, Dale. Dale Santaford.
Dale, good to see you, my friend. I'd imagine this is quite early, but I mean, even on the East Coast, if you get East Coast, they're only 5 hours behind, so that's like 1 a.m. for them.
Yeah.
Press start. What's this about? This is a password thing.
Oh yeah, that's their password system. So if you want to resume from this stage, I guess back then you would have drawn this, huh? Instead of taking a photo, but
yeah.
These days you can just pull out your cell phone and just take a picture of it or whatever you want to do.
Do you still need to use the password? You do, I suppose, don't you, on this?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you're playing on. If you're playing on the Castlevania collection, you should be able to just create a save here. But
yeah, it's 1:24. Yeah, Jim, I gather you're on the East Coast, are you? Eastern Standard Time, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Jim's on the East Coast. That's right. Yeah, it's 11:24 here over on my end. Bashod says love that episode. I'm sure he's referring to the Mr. Bean episode.
Yeah. The Allure of the Taboo. Yeah, I mean, like, you watch a lot of British comedies, like Young Ones. Have you ever seen the Young Ones?
No.
Oh, that was very, very close to the wire, even then. And you don't think you'll catch it on TV now, simply because of how close to the wire it is. You had Coleman, you had a lot of sort of Aid Edmondson, who obviously was in Young Mums, and then you had New Statesman is quite close to the wire as well, which is obviously about politics, but that's obviously a comedy version, and he's obviously an absolute, for want of a better way of putting it, he's an absolute arse. And that was really funny as well. And then you got Bottom. You must remember Bottom. You must have seen Bottom.
You said Bond?
Bottom, yeah. You must have seen that.
No, I don't think I've seen that either.
But if you watch anything like, you probably see them on YouTube. So if you actually just catch a bit of a clip from on YouTube,
okay.
Some of them, they were so close to the wire anyway, and really funny. But now you'd probably not get away with showing a lot of them because of how close to the wire they were. They were quite brutal.
Yeah, they've definitely toned things down, especially as of late. Yeah. Dale Santaford says, okay, you're playing this on Genesis and Mega Drive Castlevania Bloodline original and European version? Yeah, so this is the new generation. Yeah, that'd be the European version of the game.
The funny thing is, I'm playing this on the Mega Drive Mini, which Castlevania New Generation is a game that actually come with it. So you got the games on the, you can see on the back, obviously you got like the games that come with it installed in it.
Yeah, it's got a good amount.
Yeah, and Castlevania New Generation is on there. It's in there somewhere.
Oh, Jim actually said, I'm sorry.
You got Ghosts and Goblins and them sort of games on there as well. Jim actually Central Time. Oh, you're Central Time. Yeah, so you are 6 hours behind.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Central rather. Yeah, I mistakenly said Eastern. He's Central.
Yeah, Young One. See, Mo Man, obviously Young One's such a classic. Yeah, that's just, you ain't got to get TV like that again.
So this song here is called Sinking Old Sanctuary.
Is there things going to jump out of the water at me in a minute as well?
No, well, not on this screen, but but later on, yes. This.
So I take it if you go in the water, you're dead. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's going to be a. Oh, there he is. Just keep. Oh my God. He almost knocked you down the pit there. Yeah, there's a lot to admire here. I like the water reflection. That's a pretty cool effect. Yeah, this song here is featured in Circle of the Moon as well for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
As well as Castlevania Legacy of Darkness for the Nintendo 64. So this song gets used a lot. This is the first time this song is featured.
Let's pause a minute. There you go. Thought I'd stop me again then.
Right.
I took a photo of my password though, so I've got that.
There you go. Yeah. No, it's good. At least you can resume from here now.
Yeah, I think the capture card's having a moment.
Yeah. Oh, there they are.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd say this is the right approach. You know, you can just kind of take your time. Except maybe on this screen, yeah, the water's racing after you. You're gonna have to keep going. Those little spears are invincible, so you just want to keep moving. Oh, maybe some holy water might do the trick there. There we go. Oh,
I fell off the end.
That's okay. And I believe you get, I don't know how many continues you get in this game. Is it 2 or 3? Let's see.
2,
yeah,
I
you
think.
get 2 of them. Okay. Boiling Blood says, first I heard this soundtrack was on Circle of the Moon. When I played Bloodlines on emulation, I was like, why does this track sound familiar? Yeah. Shode says, I have a deadline for tomorrow morning. Going to be a late night. Well, yeah, dude. I hope you meet that deadline. Man says 1:27 a.m. over here. I'm a bit of a night owl. Yeah, I hear you there.
Oh, he's drowning. He's drowning. Yeah.
Yeah. Shode says enjoying the soundtrack. Yeah, it's a great soundtrack. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, for sure. Oh,
I was trying to get ahead there, and the ball took me out.
Gotcha. No worries. That's Castlevania for you, I guess, in a nutshell. With these games here, it's a lot of trial and error. You know, you just see what works and what doesn't.
And then I'll just run straight off the end of the top there. There you go.
That's okay.
I know for sure the SMS is big in the UK, and there's a version of Ninja Gaiden.
That's right. No, it's still called Ninja Gaiden over there. Yeah, or at least that particular game. There's a weapon upgrade behind you there. There you go. They can take him out in less attacks or less hits.
Let's see where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got a longer reach than me.
Yeah, he does. Oh, climb. Left. Oh, no. Or you can still vault. Oh.
You can still vault up that, can't you? Yeah, so that's right.
Yeah. Boiling Blood says the knockback still kills in this game. Yeah, it's a brutal knockback in this one for sure. Nice.
There we go.
This stage actually has a lot of sub-bosses, now that I think about it. So they really make you work for this stage here. I'd say stage 3 is... God, I'm trying to remember what stage 3 even is. Should be on the easier end compared to stage 2.
There
you go. Yeah, you just head left there. You can also leap onto the stairs. Like if you just leap and then just hold up, he'll land on the stairs. That'll save you a little bit of time there.
Where are we going up there?
There you go.
Oh,
almost there.
fall off the end. Fall off the end. Fall off
Only-
the end.
only-
Die. There you go.
There you go. So this sub boss here, you want to just jump. You want to. He's gonna teleport to opposite sides of the screen. So you just want to jump towards him and attack him, and then he's slowly raising the water level. By the way, so you want to just there you go. So run to the left, jump and attack. Run to the right, jump and attack. And you just have to continuously do that until his health is depleted. Yeah. And that's where the practice with breaking down those walls would have paid off there in the first stage.
I'm drowning.
Yeah.
I think I froze a little bit then briefly as well. So I thought,
Oh, that's okay.
right, here we go.
It looks like it's
Will I start at this boss again, or?
I think you started at the beginning of the stage 2 at this one here.
Oh, there you go. That's not too bad.
Okay. So yeah, you just have to get a well-timed jump and attack there.
Okay.
Yeah, so like pretty much press attack as soon as you press jump, like immediately after, and he should get him on his way up there. Yeah, like you want to press attack a little sooner. It does take a little practice to get the timing down there. Boiling Blood says the AI is smart enough not to walk off the edge. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no worries, TJC. It just takes a little bit of adjustment with the timing there. That almost got him. Yeah, once you get a little too close, he's gonna teleport away. So you wanna have somewhat of a larger distance when you jump and attack. There you go. You got him that time.
Yeah, there we go. I wasn't close enough, that one.
Yeah, well, that's.
I gotta say though, to be fair, what vampire hunter worth his salt can't swim? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, there aren't many characters in the Castlevania franchise that can swim. There are a few, but there aren't many. There you go.
Jump.
Yeah. You want to jump a fair distance away. There you go. Yeah, like a good distance away from him.
Too close, isn't I?
Yeah, there you go. And you see that? Like, it's the distance that's causing him to teleport. So, but you see, you almost got him down half there. So, you're definitely getting the hang of it.
I'm getting there. I ain't got the other continue, so let's hope that
Moman is suggesting you do up and left or up and right to get the water guy. You could try it, see if that works.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I could try the diagonal one instead. Yeah,
you could give that a try, see if it works.
I can't get close enough to turn me. He teleports.
Yeah, I personally just do that, just to jump in the attack. Yeah, I find that it's faster, and I don't know if the angled attack works on him. To be honest with you, Boiling Blood says, "Does Eric's spear attack come out slower than John's whip?" God, I want to say they're about the same speed, but jump as well. So, I'm not sure you can attack in an angle. No, I don't think you can attack in an angle when you jump in this game. You can try it right here. I'm pretty sure you can't. I believe you can, but with John Morris. But his attack range is different as well. Yeah, you can't attack, and you can't attack in angles while you're in the air with Eric Licard. That's not in his repertoire.
No.
You see, you're getting the hang of it, though.
I'm starting to get there, but that's just obviously.
Yeah.
Once the water comes up so high, you can't really jump so well, can you?
No.
Right, run out.
That's that. You did have the password, but
I got the password, yeah.
But yeah, it was a good run, honestly. It's
I definitely what I will do, because what I actually tend to do with a lot of these gaming memories, what people have come on and done, is I then will revisit the game and then actually do a playthrough of it. So I did, like, one of the guys, a friend of mine, Gaz, he did Mass Effect.
Okay.
So I actually then done a playthrough and finished Mass Effect, the first one. So I did that. So I am got to revisit a lot of these gaming memories games to obviously finish them all and go back to them all. But yeah, but definitely to hear your sort of like knowledge and everything of the game to the point where you know the tracks, you know the composers, and that just shows how much of a fan of the game you are. You know, that's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean they are definitely a classic game, no doubt in that.
Yeah, they are challenging as well, and I totally understand that. You know, they're yeah, that is part of the reputation of the Castlevania franchise, is that they are difficult games.
Yeah, but they were fun enough for you to keep going back.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you think about it, if you play some games and they're just so difficult now, they feel sort of unattainable, and then you're like, I'll just lose interest. But these, they were so good, you thought, I've got to finish this. The stories were obviously really good as well, so obviously kept you interested enough to want to finish it. But yeah, definitely classic sort of franchise. But yeah, I mean, that's probably been quite frustrating for you, thinking, no, you need to do this. Oh no, he's died again.
No. If anything, I can relate to the fact that, like, you know, when I first started playing these games, they were very difficult games for me. And some of your ability does carry over from game to game within the Castlevania games, because they have a lot of similar mechanics. You know, they all have sub weapons. They all have the knockback when you get hit by certain enemies.
I mean, the one you were playing the other night was pretty good. That was Castlevania, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, that was Order of Ecclesia for the Nintendo DS. It came out back in, I want to say, 2008.
Yeah,
around that time. That
looked pretty good game. I got to say, it looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's a really good game, and it's one of the very few that actually has a lead female protagonist, which I think there are only 2 games. 3, I guess, if you count Portrait, but that one's more of a duo of a male and a female, so I wouldn't really say that's solely the female lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game's got lasting appeal. It's challenging, obviously, but it also feels very rewarding when you push yourself and you make it to stage 3 and you hear that song for the first time. Stage 4, you hear that song for the first time. It definitely stays with you.
Yeah. No, like I say, I do enjoy the Castlevania games. I mean, I think the problem I had when I was growing up and everything with these sort of games, these sort of games were, I wouldn't have said short supply, but it's just like the local stores that you had that stocked the games didn't used to get a lot of copies in. So more often than not, you'd have to then go say, are you going to get any more in? And then they'd say, well, I ain't got to just order one game in, because that costs a lot of money just to get one game in.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So that they'd get their batch of whatever they ordered. Once they were gone, more often than not, unless you got a lot of people asked for it, they wouldn't go order another batch. You know, that was just, unless you went to the bigger stores in the main sort of cities or bigger towns, you wouldn't get them. That was, you know, so obviously you had to rely on trying to be there in time to get the first sort of copies. But I mean, because obviously I grew up in I'm still there now, really. I mean, obviously I'm in a small town where I am, so I didn't used to have. We had a Woolworths, which was quite well stocked for things, but again, once they run out, that might be ages till they get any more in. So that's always a thing. I mean, that's probably a bit more readily available in the States, I should imagine. Sort of funny, a lot of in the States probably had a lot more sort of games in stock and stuff. They probably got more in, but because I was in quite a small town, they didn't used to have that massive amounts in. See, that's where the Commodore used to do so well, because we used to have a little mini market in the what we'd call the high street near us, where all main a lot of shops were. And they used to have a lot of games for the Commodore and Spectrum and stuff like that, but they'd be like £3 or £4 for a game,
right?
And they were on little cassettes. You'd get a cassette game for about £3 or £4, and that'd be, you'd probably play that to death. You know, you might complete the game in a couple of hours, but you could just go get a game for something different, and that was relatively cheap. You know, the pocket money sort of thing. You get a little bit of pocket money sometimes. You go buy a game with it. That was just how cheap they were.
Right.
So that's obviously why the Commodore did so well. A lot of the mainline releases would be a little bit more money, obviously, but used to get the cheap independent ones to be not a lot of money at all.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously that was quite in abundance on the Commodore and Spectrum. I mean, they're still making them now.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of there's definitely like a dedicated community that
a lot of homebrew sort of thing for the
exactly,
and obviously the Amiga as well. You still get games for that. They bring out new games for that now too. So you know.
Moman and Jim Maxey, by the way, said good run and solid attempt. So
yes, well, I appreciate that coming from experts like yourselves, probably, because you're probably a lot better with these sort of games than I am. But as per Omega's obviously request, the Commodore 64, I have been trying to do a lot of platformers because I know you enjoy the platformers.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun for me. Yeah,
but I think I will put Castlevania on there tonight. See if I can see what the Commodore version of Castlevania is like. But yeah, I got to admit, I was playing a couple of them last week, and because of the whole jump being up and things like that, to try and you have to jump at exactly the right time, and you have to time everything exactly right because that's that's a lot of pre-registered movement, so you have to do it in a certain time. I quite really enjoyed it. I got quite into it. I could have probably carried on playing all night. But yeah, definitely these sort of games are fun. I do enjoy these platformers. But what was that game you played? Was that a PlayStation game you played? It was a fairly recent one you did on your channel.
You're referring to the Castlevania game?
I don't know if it was a Castlevania game. That was I thought it was a fairly new release you played not so long ago. Similar style to a game, but I was pretty sure you said it was on PlayStation or something.
Oh, how long ago was this?
I don't know, a couple months ago, I think. 2 or 3 months ago.
Oh shoot! Well,
that was like a bit of a medieval style sort of game, and that was a similar sort of thing. But I don't think it was Castlevania.
You said medieval style. I'm scrolling through my feed here. Because
that looked pretty good. I was actually going to look at that as well because that looked pretty good. But I'm pretty sure that's PlayStation you were playing on.
Oh shoot! Well, I'm trying to look here because the only ones I can think of are there's one called Carpathian Night starring Bela Lugosi. I played that one about 3 months ago.
Is that PlayStation?
No. Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero was about 2 months ago. That was also a 2D platformer. That's about it, really.
That had all magic and everything. Like, so you had magic sort of thing, and you had big sword slashers and different sort of magic moves, which would improve your sort of normal fighting moves. I can't remember what it was.
3 weeks ago, I played one called Getsu Fumuden Undying Moon. That was on the Nintendo Switch.
I'm pretty sure it was a fairly recent release on the PlayStation, but that was like a platformy type game.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through my feed here. I'm not really sure which one you're referring to.
I'm gonna have to have a look. Last Faith.
Oh, The Last Faith. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was on the PlayStation 5, I believe. I played that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Duke. Yeah, I knew there was something like that. Yeah, I can't remember the name though.
Yeah,
I might have to visit that one because that looked really good. You finished that, did you?
I did. It took about 7. Oh my god! It took 14 streams to get through that one. That is a lengthy game. Yeah.
Yeah. So I might have to give that a look at some point. That looked really cool.
Yeah, that one was pretty difficult. I remember.
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely. I definitely looked at.
Yeah, it's a good looking game, isn't it?
Yeah. Similar style to Castlevania, though, isn't it? A similar sort of style game.
Definitely, yeah. When they take like the modern, retro approach, but give it modern aesthetics, I think it's really cool. I think it's great when they do that.
My Omega law book.
My Omega. Yeah.
Well, I say because of obviously when I stream on Monday nights, normally when I finish my stream Monday, you're still on, so I'll then jump onto yours more often than not.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Obviously, catch that, and obviously then I'll catch up any I miss. So you do Mondays and what, Fridays?
Yeah, I do Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific time and Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific. But I did just get a job, a different job recently, and my work schedule. I don't even know what well, actually, I do know what my schedule is, but well, let's just say this: I know what hours I'll be working, but I don't know what days yet.
Yeah.
So we're going to be discussing that along with my pay and a bunch of other minor details on Friday. So I'm pretty sure that's going to flip my whole schedule on its head. So.
Well, it's what it is, you know. I mean, you'll still be doing what, you know. You'll still be on there. You won't be going anywhere. You'll still be maybe different times, like you say, depending on what your work shifts are. So
yeah, my streaming schedule is definitely going to take a hit. I'm probably only going to be streaming about once every 2 weeks, just because the training and everything is going to be pretty intense for a while.
Yeah.
But I will try my damnedest to at the very least stream once every 2 weeks. That way I don't lose entire. I don't lose relevance that way. And thank you so much for saying that, Boiling Blood. Congrats on the job.
There you go. Yeah. So like I say, mine's a similar thing. When I start my new job, I've got a 4 weeks training. Because they sent my license away. I had to have a medical, because obviously I'm driving a passenger carrying vehicle. You have to have a medical and obviously make sure you're healthy and all that sort of stuff. I then had to do what we call a DBS check, which is obviously for a criminal record, that sort of thing, and all that. You have to pass all that. So I did all that, and then I've got a 4 weeks training to get my license, pass my test to drive the bus.
Thank you, Shug. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Yeah, so I had to drive the bus. I have to then pass the test to get my license to drive it, and then you have to have I have to have another driver with me for 6 months to shadow me, to obviously learn all my routes and stuff, and obviously to make sure you're obviously safe because you're carrying passengers, aren't you?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, if you got a double decker bus, you're talking like a 14.5-foot tall double decker bus. That weigh about 10 tons. So that's so they got to obviously make sure you're of sound mind, I guess, when you're driving that and you got passengers on the vehicle. So you get sort of shadowed for 6 months. So yeah, I didn't mind that at all.
Yeah. I look forward to at least that portion of it, right? The training, because there's you get
new opportunities, isn't it? It's new opportunities, it's new things, it's learning something new, which is always fun.
Definitely, more skills to add to your resume. That's going to be great. And I'm very much going through the same things right now. I just they just went through my background check, checking criminal record and all that. Obviously, I have nothing worth bragging about there.
But no, mine's quite clear. So I mean, I've never really had anything like that, so I'm all good.
Same, yeah. They've never caught me. No, I'm kidding. But
apparently, you're making that Aero Fighters money. There you go.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, I'm hoping so. It's going to be a heck of a change, but I'll embrace it. I'm sure.
Well, yeah. So that's all for good benefit, isn't it? I mean, that's It's what it is. You got to earn money to live. So it's all good.
We want to reach our financial goals,
Nice. We don't get double deckers of it, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't you have double decker buses over there?
I haven't seen any. No, maybe in San Francisco, which is like one of the major cities in California. Maybe. But unlikely.
I would have thought you were. Well, then again, I suppose the coaches and everything, or whatever you'd have over there, probably a lot bigger than ours, like length-wise, anyway. So
yeah.
But yeah, so they're quite a big bit of kit, really, but few and far between. But they do exist. There you go.
I was gonna say, If there's anything that's I'd say worth checking out on my channel, it's definitely my Castlevania shorts.
Yeah.
They're 1 minute long videos where I cover all sorts of topics from the Castlevania franchise. That covers the bestiary, the weapons in the series, the heroes, the supporting characters. 1 minute videos, and I find them the most fun because
Yeah.
you can take them in quick bites. If say you have a minute to spare, oh, let me just watch this one real quick.
Yeah.
Or if you're feeling, like you have enough time, you can watch a few.
Do you? If you don't, I mean, that's probably for yourself. It's probably a good idea for you. But for them shorts that you do from your channel, do you do like boss tips where you're fighting a boss and talking over it for that? I mean, if you did that for a minute, that'd probably be a pretty good thing.
It's something it's been suggested and I haven't entertained. I shouldn't say I haven't entertained the idea, but
because you're a seasoned player of this series. I mean,
sure.
If someone else wants to visit the series, like I say, who isn't familiar with it, obviously you didn't grow up with it like what we did, then
yeah.
I mean, something like that for someone who's got a seasoned player like yourself, you could say, oh, this first boss, you want to be using this, or if there's a specific weapon you want to use or a sub weapon, you could then do that in a 60-second shot and say, well, this is where you want to be. This is what your attack pattern is. I mean, and you could probably cover that in a minute of basics. And
sure.
that could be someone to help someone, who hasn't played it before.
You're right. I definitely should consider incorporating those because they'd still be Castlevania related, so I could retain the same title and idea.
I mean, like I say, because that's something where you're more seasoned player of them, so you're used to the mechanics of them. You know how to defeat the bosses because you played them that many times, probably. So for someone who's like, because a lot of people are obviously going back to these retro games, even the younger generation are trying to play the retro games now, aren't they? Because that's obviously quite a big thing. Something like that would probably help them out when they're stuck on sort of bosses and stuff. They could say, oh, I'll go check Omega short sort of thing and say, oh, he's got a short on this boss. Oh, I've got to do this, this, and this. And then that could help them out.
That's true. That's a fair point. I one example of that would have been the boss you were facing with the water rising. Once you get into it does take a little bit of adjusting and getting used to doing, but you can actually manipulate the boss by attacking and then jumping backwards. Because if you leap and attack, it actually forces your character to face the opposite direction. And what you do is you jump backwards until you're close enough to the boss, and then. Shoot, maybe I should just make this short so you can see what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm probably going to play this again probably quite soon anyway. So, because while it's fresh in my memory, because I think these sort of games, when you play them, you need to then obviously strike while they are on top. And if you leave them for a while, you then got to learn everything again. So you're better off just carrying on once you've actually started one, really, to be fair.
Right. Yeah, because the enemies in this game, actually, John Morris, he actually has a hitbox behind him. So when you strike the whip, you actually hit the enemies behind you that are really at a really close range. So that's essentially what you do with that boss is you manipulate him by facing the opposite direction the entire time. It tricks the boss into thinking you're on the opposite side. So he stays right next to you the entire time. So all you have to do is face the opposite direction, jump, and keep attacking him with the back of your whip. And he just stays stuck in place. He can't teleport away. I'm gonna make a short on that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that in short.
So like you say, little tricks and tips like that. There you go. That could be your Omega tricks and tips corners.
There you go.
There you go. Just little short videos, so you could actually give people pointers like that. And I think that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I'm definitely going to be met with a lot of, maybe not skeptics, but there's always those people that say, "Oh, I already knew that."
And if that's the case, why are you watching it?
Yeah, right. It's like, well, not everybody does. So
I mean, if I knew how to do it, I wouldn't watch it, would I? Unless I saw it and saw, oh, it's a different way. But if you knew that way, you wouldn't bother watching it, would you? You'd turn and say, well, I know how to do that, so that's fine. I'm not watching that. But I know what you mean. I mean, I'm only obviously a small channel myself, so this I don't get obviously like to the size of channel you are compared to me. You'd probably get a lot more of that than I ever would.
Channel size is relative anyway, right? Like at the end of the day, we're still small channels. We're not making making bags of money like the million subscriber channels, but
there you go. I didn't know John has a residual back attack.
Yeah,
Learn something new. There you go.
Yeah, I'll have to.
And that's without even doing the short. There you go. See.
There you go. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll make a short so you guys can get a visual on it and you can see the trick. It's pretty cool.
Oh, here we go. I've ridden on a double decker in Seattle. Some people got hit by a low hanging branch.
Wow.
Is that an open top one then?
Must be. Yeah, must have been.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have open tops here on the seafront sort of thing. On the seafront, they have an open top one in the summer where they take you around on the seafront and whatever, or around the holiday camp, do like an open top bus. They have that quite often every summer. But yeah, that's definitely got to be a bit careful with that. Oof.
Yeah,
I didn't want a branch in your face. But yeah, well, we're now touching on the nearly 2 hours. So
yeah,
is there anything you want to promote you got coming up?
Yeah, I've been playing through the Street Fighter franchise. I've been playing. I as much as I'd like to say every single game, that's a bit unrealistic. I'm trying to play at least one version of every game. I guess that's the best way to put it. About 19 games total, where I played the arcade mode from beginning to end. I went through Street Fighters 1, several versions of Street Fighter 2, the Alpha series. The list goes on. So that's an ongoing project. I've been doing that every Friday. I beat about 4 games per stream.
Was Alpha the first one when you got Akuma?
Alpha, I believe. Yeah, he's that's the first time you can play.
You can have him as playable character.
I believe so. Yeah, or maybe
I remember that because I always used to play as Ken in Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
But when that came out, Akuma is very similar, but he's quite a powerful character, isn't he? So I always used to actually use Akuma in that one.
Yeah.
I'll definitely keep on that with them because I used to enjoy the Street Fighters.
Yeah, and I did the same thing with the Mortal Kombat franchise. I played through Mortal Kombat's 1 through 11. So if anybody's ever interested in seeing that, aside from that, I have been, as you know, I have been playing Castlevania Order of Ecclesia on Mondays for the Nintendo DS. But yeah, if you're a Castlevania fan, you're gonna love my channel. I am very much enthusiastic about it. It's not even so much about bragging about gaming ability or anything like that. I just love every aspect of the series. I love the music. I love I love the art on the boxes. You know what I mean? Everything about Castlevania is just something I'd like to immerse myself in. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, that is definitely There you go. Obviously, like Bull and Blood said, that trick you showed earlier on the first level is perfect for speedrunners. There you go.
True. Yeah, where you just pole vault over and skip the bottom portion of the map. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's all good. So what you got coming up this Friday?
I should be continuing the Street Fighter franchise. I believe I'm playing through Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, I think is what it's called. So.
Second Impact? Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
which one was called Third Strike?
Yeah, that's also that's the next version of Street Fighter 3. As you know, a lot of the Street Fighter games have multiple versions.
Yeah.
So Third Strike comes right after Second Impact. So
I remember Third Strike. I remember that. I think that might have been a PlayStation game. I think that one was. I got that on PlayStation.
They released it on the PlayStation 2, and I believe it might have been on the Dreamcast as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because I got a Dreamcast as well, so I can't remember whether I had it on Dreamcast or PlayStation 2. But yeah, definitely. I remember that one, Third Strike. I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, it's been good fun. Been good fun. I hope everyone watching has enjoyed it. And like I say, I should imagine most people in the chat have already subbed to Omega, but if not, his channel and everything's gone by bottom of the screen right now. Obviously, give him a sub. Brilliant channel, really interactive. And like I say, there's plenty of Castlevania, plenty of old Nintendo classics and platform games. Loads of stuff like that. Brilliant channel to watch. And
thank you so much.
And I appreciate everyone tuning in and hope to see a few of you in the next episodes. As I said earlier, I will be streaming again tonight at 8:30 my time for C64 Classics. I probably will play Castlevania tonight to see like what the version's like on the Commodore 64.
Nice.
For a bit of a change. So by all means, if you can tune in then, obviously depending on your time zone. But until then, I shall catch you on the next one. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and
Thank you guys.
see you all later.
Bye-bye.